So, great question came in. What is the role of self-discipline in our meditation practice, in our spiritual life, and just, in life generally? What's the role of that? So today let's talk about the role of self-discipline versus what I would call the ultimate tool of success. So self-discipline is a lot of effort. That's how we know what willpower or self-discipline is. It's going to require a lot of effort. So therefore, we can't say that it's sustainable. Unless, of course, you are willing to put in a lot of effort for 24/7. But for most of us, it can be really fun to put in a lot of effort for a little bit of time, like to just get in there with a good workout. However, it's kind of a mystery when the effort feels good and when it doesn't. I'm sure if it was all up to us, we would make working out always fun all the time. But it's not true. Sometimes it feels like putting needles in your eyes. So the question is, how sustainable is that? I'd say not so much. It's limited. It's requiring us to access all this mental energy, what we might call the false self. And the false self is never a great thing to use, even for good things like workout or meditation, because it's a yucky fuel source, because its primary job is to slowly torture you on constant play, all those internal judgments and a wheelhouse of what's wrong with you pouring out all the time. So we don't want to give it some more fuel and create this drill sergeant role for your false self, screaming at you, no pain, no gain, just do it. I'm not sure that that's really the success tool or the sage advice that you'd be looking for. Now, let's talk about devotion, which I call your more ultimate tool of success. Devotion. Devotion is really just another word for love, which is much more effortless, therefore much more sustainable. Devotion, love, effortless, sustainable. Now that's something that's going to take you a long way. That's a fuel source that has much vaster resources. It's more unlimited than something like willpower. The other cool thing about devotion is that you cannot fake it. You either have it or you don't. And that's a really powerful truth to be working with. So if you're devoted to being loving to your body, you're going to find all kinds of ways all the time to do that. Maybe it's going to be workout, maybe it's going to be foods that you eat, maybe it's going to be going to sleep, maybe it's just encouraging and kind words to the body. Regardless, every time you do it, it's going to come from movements of love and be movements that are actually fulfilling and far more sustainable. If you have a real devotion to clarity, then you're going to find all kinds of ways all the time to get quiet and still so that you can listen to clarity, to inquire so you can decide which of these mental torture sounds is just pure crap or represents clarity. You're going to be present. You're going to find all kinds of ways all the time. And that's much more fulfilling. And it's going to take you the distance. So my bottom line is use a more sustainable and powerful fuel source like devotion instead of self-discipline or willpower, which is pretty limited and uses kind of a yucky fuel source. So take your time and put it towards cataloging your devotions instead of writing those motivational sayings for your office wall. I'd love to hear back from you. Join the conversation here with us. You just have to hit that subscribe button, which is the little flower in the corner. If you want to talk directly to me, YouTube is actually the best. I read all of those comments. I love to respond. It's a great place for us to interact. You can also check out my website, which is mysticgirlinthecity.com. And I will see you here next week.